and welcome to Create Utopia, in which hosts Chicory and Zero muse over many issues in the style of so many modern millennials, all around the peaceful, flickering light of video games. We hope you enjoy it. Now on with the show. What are we playing today, Zero?
Because Chicory demanded it, we are still playing Don't Starve, because apparently she really loves this game.
I really love this game. I really like watching it. It's fun. It's really, really fun.
What are we talking about?
Competition and how competitive people are and things, which I like because I'm kind of competitive. But I'm also kind of sneaky competitive. I don't really like to be super competitive, but I am a competitive person.
You are a very competitive person.
Really? Very?
I think you have a tendency to get competitive about things in abrupt and somewhat unexpected ways.
What? What? What?
And I will say no more.
Really?
Never again shall I speak on this topic.
Damn. Yeah, I'm a little competitive. I like to be, even if I don't win, I just think that competing is kind of fun. Winning is obviously the goal of competing, but you don't have to win, it's still fun. But, what? Where are we going with this?
I'm not sure.
We were going into this article about competing for wealth and competing against people that you can sort of are your peers, which is something that is kind of fun, but I think it also evokes it can evoke a lot of stress. I think especially if you're on the losing side of something that you can't really measure. If I'm competitive with my friends about jobs and things, then how do you measure that? And also, what do you do when you're the winner and when you're the loser, Oh, it's a bunny.
In terms of how would you compete with your friends for jobs, just out of curiosity? What is your thoughts on that?
I don't kind of compete with my friends on my jobs, but I would say that the competitiveness comes from maybe sort of jealousy and also feeling judged. For a long time I had a friend that was working in the food industry, and I was still going to college, so I guess I kind of assumed that when I got out I would have, a job in what I got my degree in, and obviously that didn't really work out, which is kind of its own thing. And we were kind of talking about it the other day, not about that per se, but just that you sometimes things don't or they work out very differently than how you originally expected them. And then there's other friends of mine that have jobs that they got in their field. So they have a friend went to law school and now she's a lawyer and she gets good pay, and she is respected, I think, and respects her coworkers and things, and seems like she's really happy with that, and I'm a little jelly of that. And then my freaking climbing friends that are all engineers, have jobs that are awesome and very inspiring and blah blah blah. And it's me and one other person are the only non-engineers, and I'm the only truly blue-collar worker. And I don't know, it's sort of funny because I don't have anything to talk to them about in regards of that. And then people also ask me, they're like, oh, what do you do? And I have to say, I work in a warehouse. Which is it's seen as sort of or at least I feel like people judge me for that.
Interesting. Well, I do know, I think that is a really interesting mentality, because you're saying that these Do you feel bad because they're making you feel bad, or do you just feel bad because I guess you're not maybe living up to the example your friends are setting? Like, why do you feel bad telling them you work in a warehouse per se?
Mm, I feel like because these are all. I think it's partially the second one that I'm not living up to their example, but I'm also not living up to the example that I wanted to be setting for myself. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think that it's because people have in their minds that, blue collar workers or food industry workers or things like that somehow failed. And
Which we talked about in a previous episode.
did we?
Yeah, we talked about the blue collar, white collar divide.
Oh yeah, we did. We did
That was
talk
like
about that.
2 episodes ago.
That's like forever ago, Zero. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. Anyway, my point is that yeah, it's like they're like, well, how did you fail getting a job in your field? And that, kind of stings a little bit. And it's not always true. One of my coworkers was a pretty successful business person, and then she got really tired of sitting in front of a computer all day and wanted a more like movement based job, and now she works in a warehouse also, and is pretty happy with it. And yeah, I don't dislike my warehouse job. It's hard work, but like what is it? It's like physical work, I guess. But it's, challenging sort of mentally too. But whatever, I don't know. Oh, you went to sleep.
I did. I slept through the night.
Oh, I'm so hungry, he says. Anyway,
Yeah, continue. I didn't mean to distract you by sleeping.
it was cute, and then also you have roasted carrots, and that's cute too. So yeah, so I just think that all kind of plays into this competitive sort of nature, and sometimes in a relationship it's hard to handle that, and sometimes in friendships it's hard to handle that, and sometimes in families it's hard to handle that. My brother, who I love very much, just called me up and told me about this awesome job that he's doing, and yeah, he's always like sort of underhandedly offering me work that like I would need it or something like that. And sort of it feels like to me looking down on that, and it certainly doesn't help my assumption with dealing with other people. It needs poop.
It does. I'm gonna go see if I can find some beefalo today.
Beefalo, I'm excited.
We'll
Anyway,
see. Well, do you feel like he's being condescending when he does that? Like, or do you feel it's just, I guess, what are your thoughts on the road to hellness of it? Is it just good intentions? Is it wanting to lord it over you? Like, there's lots of motives that can be assigned there. And how much of it do you think is your insecurity because you feel like you're kind of in a competition with the other people? And how much of it is their wanting to show, like, there's a certain amount of, I can get you a job here, I'm well connected, look at how well I'm doing, that on the one hand can be considered like paranoia, and on the other hand could be what a person is actually doing.
I think he's pretty on the up and up, so that's why I'm like not super angry with my brother or anything like that. I think he's on the up and up, but it definitely goes into this thing about female employment during World War II.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The article quotes, among sisters not in the workforce, a woman was more likely to get a job if her brother-in-law out-earned her husband. So then together as a family, they would make more money. You know what I mean? Because you're competing
Oh yeah.
with the people that you see, which are like your peers, sort of financially. Did you just walk off a cliff or is it desert? Oh, it's desert.
It's like a hay area.
Oh, I see.
I was kind of hoping there'd be beefalo here.
No beefalo.
No
Only crows.
beefalo. Yeah, which is not good.
Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought that statistic was really interesting, because it talks about how, like, their whole goal for getting into the workplace,
zero?
their whole goal for getting into the workplace was to make more money but not necessarily because their family needed more money, but because like they had essentially a sibling rivalry that transcended cultural boundaries. Oh, spider web.
Oh no.
No, we're ready for this.
Oh yeah, good. Good. But yeah, I mean, like, I so feel it. Like, it's something that is so there for me. This level of competitiveness with, like, your age group, the people that you see every day. And it's kind of like a sickening feeling because, you know, these are people that I respect. I think that's it. They're people that I respect that I want to respect me. And I worry that, like, you know, because of the way that, you know, being poor is seen, the way that working a blue-collar job is seen, that, you know, people meeting me will think worse of me because of these two things.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's certainly, that concern makes sense. Do you think it's a rational concern, though? Like, there's a sense of, I can understand how you'd feel that way, but should you feel that way?
I think not. I think that, and this is something that I try to, like, kind of tell myself, is that if you can be content in your life, if you can, you know, have your bare necessities met. Oh, it's a house. What the heck?
Yeah. That's where the pig monsters live.
Oh, crap.
It's fine. I don't think they'll attack us unless we go for them.
Okay, good.
I
Anyway.
need more sticks, though. Yeah, so you're like going against kind of what you believe in some ways by being this competitive, because you're not competing in, like, because these are your climbing buddies, right? Like, in
My climbing buddy is my sibling,
cases.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, these are people who it's okay to compete with, but you don't necessarily want to compete with in these specific ways.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of counterproductive to you.
It's not just my climbing buddies, though. I mean, like, it's also people that my husband introduces me to from his work and things. That they're like, you know, what do you do? And I have to be like, well, you know, I work in a warehouse. Or I used to say, well, I'm unemployed. Blah, blah, blah. And then it's, people don't know where to go from that. Like, people that are super used to working in white-collar jobs or in creative jobs don't, it's like it puts a damper on the conversation. And that's also a thing that I really dislike about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's dark!
Don't worry about it. So then are you worried about it from the social like, there's a social anxiety here that may be beyond competition. Like, so I guess there is the nature of competition to create or to remove social anxiety. Like, because it talks about in that article how a lot of people don't want to be first necessarily, they're just content not being last.
Yeah, exactly. And right now I feel like in a lot of ways I am in, like, last place. And it's, like, frustrating, I guess, because, you know, being in last place, it's like people are like, well, I'm glad that I'm not in that position, I feel like. And I think part of it is also I'm just reading into things. Part of it is just where I'm coming from, you know?
Well, that's anxiety, right? Like, you start reading into things that may not actually be there.
Yeah.
Because you're anxious, because you feel like you're in the last place. So you're reading these feelings in. And it's interesting because you are competitive. Like, when you climb, like, you want to be good at it, not just because it's a challenging thing, but because, like, you see someone else doing a thing and you're like, oh, I want to do that thing.
Yeah. How did you know that? Did I tell you?
Come on. No, because I've known you how long now?
A long time. A long, long time.
This is not something that, like, you've ever put a ton of effort into hiding.
I never put effort into hiding anything, though. Except
True.
secrets, sometimes.
You've told me your effort you put into hiding secrets is just not going around telling everyone I have a secret.
That is. It's very bland energy. It's the best way to keep secrets, though. The best way to keep secrets is just not to tell anyone that you have a secret.
True facts. I have no idea where I put our house. I wandered far afield in search of beefalo.
I think it was like, if you keep following the coast, eventually you'll find that stupid
Here it is. I
shipwreck.
found our house.
Yay!
I'm gonna cook some food.
That's so good. What are you growing? Are you growing grass over there?
I wanted to, but we need manure apparently, which is one of the reasons I'm trying to find beefalo. Did I build a shovel? Maybe it broke.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So the point of all this is everyone is kind of competitive, and it's okay to be competitive. I think as long as it's not being anxiety. Like I see people climbing these awesome things, and I'm like jealous of them that they can climb those things, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that thing. Oh, I'm like competitive. I want to be able to do it too, and like find my own way to do it, and push myself like they're pushing themselves, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't like cause me anxiety to do that, and I think that that's like the good kind of being competitive, whereas like social anxieties are like detrimental. And then it's also talking about where was it? It was about the kids that they'd rather have like their kid.
God.
Apparently, what?
Sorry. I may have just knocked myself unconscious.
Did you? Ah, you did! Days have passed. You have a beard now.
That went super well.
Did you hear that? Is there a tree monster?
I have no idea what we're currently at, but look at how our plants grew.
Look at your beard. It's really beardy, buddy.
Yeah. There's a
No,
scary
it's
noise
a tree.
nearby.
It's a tree monster up on the left. Do you see his feet? Up left, right there. No, maybe not. I don't know.
Hold on.
It's a thing. It's so scary.
Look, just keep talking. You have important stuff to talk about.
Go for the eyes.
There's the tree monster.
Run.
Okay.
Now you can just set this tree monster on fire and you're good.
I can, but you were talking about stuff. So I mean,
was talking about stuff. I had just never
you
seen
don't need
that
to
stuff.
stop on my account.
It just becomes detrimental when you're anxious or you try to put other people down, and that's what this thing is saying is apparently the survey respondents would rather the planet be filled with stupid, ugly children than have their own child left behind. Sometimes it's okay to be in last place if all of the people like around you are awesome. Like, that's one of the things that I don't feel so bad about. Like, I feel like a lot of the times I might not be the smartest person in the room because I hang out with really, really smart people. And so, like, that never causes me anxiety because why would it? Like, if you surround yourself with people that are amazing and you're slightly less, like, amazing in one aspect, then that's good. Then you have things to, like, look forward and work towards.
Well, that's one way to look at it, but the other thing you might want to like keep an eye on is that's going to prevent some people from surrounding themselves with amazing people.
How do you mean?
If people have a natural, like, instinctual desire not to be in last place, then a lot of people are going to resist surrounding themselves with the most amazing people they can find so that they can keep at least one person in their friend group that prevents them from being last. Like, they may surround themselves with awesome people, except for that one guy in their friend group. Who is perhaps not the smartest person. And they know that. Like, that one dumb friend that, like, always ends up in movies and stuff. What if that's a natural human trait because humans don't like to be the worst?
I guess I hadn't really thought about that. But it's always like that friend that always like gets them into hijinks, right?
In movie land, which is not real life, Chicory.
Maybe.
Movie land is not real life?
I don't know.
Okay, see that's why I'm prompting you.
No, movie land is not real life. Ah, tree monster! Walking through your fire. It didn't catch on fire.
Why didn't you catch on fire?
It walked right through. the fireplace. Where did he even come from?
I was asleep for a long time, okay?
Yeah, but you were being chased by another tree monster just a second ago.
No, those were evil pig monsters.
And a tree monster.
No, this is the same tree monster.
Oh, I thought you lit him on fire.
I did. He didn't. I mean, they're pretty tough.
Oh, they
I've
are
never
tree
actually
monsters.
managed to kill one, but I'm gonna try.
Come on, Zero. I super believe in you. Also, let's not cook Mandrake again.
I thought it was awesome.
Why would you? They're like super poisonous. Didn't I tell you about that?
I know.
Anyway.
Take that, nature. Oh god, that was a terrible plan.
Anyway, my point is that, you know, strive to surround yourself with awesome people, and maybe that one dumb friend that you love anyways. I don't know, but then I think every person is, maybe this sounds like dumb and hippie-y, but every person like has something to like give, right? So maybe they won't be like the most quote unquote intelligent, but they'll be the most kind. Have I listened to like too many Disney stories or something?
I was actually about to comment that's very Tolkien of you. We can't kill Gollum, even Gollum may serve his purpose. You
Yeah.
know, Gandalf is not the worst person to like base your life after.
I try, man. I read way too many sci-fi and fantasy things like as a youth. And now that has like always, you know, sort of
All
formed
that
my
message
thoughts.
fic.
Yeah. And
You'll never win a Hugo with that.
oh, my neighbors.
But well, and I think that is important. Like, could people in their competitiveness be actively like not just making their lives worse because of how competitive they are, like could actually be lowering the quality of their friend group because having low quality friends makes them not last. And that's what's important to them.
Yeah, I think it's something that you have to seriously think about. And, you know, strive to have a friend group that obviously you care about, but also that you know, pushes you to be a better person and not, you know, give in to that temptation to not be last. Or to find different things about your friend group and about yourself that, yeah, it might not be, you might be like the last place in one regard, but maybe there's like different levels of creativity and different levels of getting into trouble. And the tree monster!
Yeah, we're not going to get a ton of sleep tonight, just so you know. No, keep going. Don't let me distract you.
I think that was about what all that I had to say.
That's your Disney moral.
Yeah, Disney morals.
Friends with... So here's the question. If you have someone in your friends group, and perhaps you realize they are not as good of a friend as they could be, and you might only be keeping them around because, you know, they make you feel less bad about yourself. What are your thoughts on dealing with that? Like, really, how do you evaluate your friends from the idea that, like, you may be keeping them around just to make yourself feel better? Because that's harsh. Like, to make that judgment about somebody.
Yeah, because essentially then you're saying that, you know, this friend that maybe you have put time and effort in and, like, might be a good person in and of themselves might not be worth, you know, that effort anymore. And how do you sort of deal with that? I don't know.
That's real bad.
Did you just... Oh, we just died.
No, we're not dead. I got hit harder than I wanted to.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's for
I definitely
sure.
saw that.
Yeah, like, making that judgment against someone in your friends group, that's a rough judgment to make. Like,
It's
no
rough
two ways
judgment
about it.
to make, and it's also kind of a hard call to make because, Yeah, I mean, like, I guess it's why are you keeping this friend? Is it because they make you a better person? Is it because you like their company? Or is it because it makes you feel better about yourself? Um, it definitely shouldn't be that third reason. And if it is, maybe it's time to distance yourself from them. Not even because they might not even be a toxic person, just because they're making you toxic.
Yeah. Well, or they are an acknowledgement of how toxic parts of you are. Can someone be a good person and be a bad friend because of who you are?
Wait, say that again?
So essentially, there's a person who maybe they're a good person, but because of the person you are, they make you a worse person. Like, essentially, being friends with this person is like eating candy when you're on a diet.
Yes, I think that that definitely is possible. Come on, tree
And so
monster!
you
Just
just are you
die!
cheering? Okay.
Ah! Ah! You're gonna die. Look at how angry he looks.
He's pretty angry. Look, it's hard.
It
Like this
is.
tree monster figuring out what to do about those friends is difficult.
It is. And also people in your life. Like, it's something that I think that people just should just worry about less. And it's easy to say that, maybe, when you're in last place. But
Yeah.
goal! Now you have living wood and stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Burn it. Or make a house out of it.
All right, I beat a tree monster.
Now we can be done for the day.
Now, yeah, I think it is important, and we talk about intentionality a lot on this show because it's a thing I spend a lot of time thinking about, so I bring it up. That log screamed when I put it on the fire. I know you couldn't hear it.
Was it like a ah, or was it a ah kind of a scream?
The first one.
Ugh.
It was like an oh.
I really wish I could hear this game. I love watching this game with the stupid bees and the scary tree monsters and pigs.
Oh, okay. So, do you see my sanity meter up in the corner, the little brain thing?
Yeah.
See how it's like at about halfway?
Yeah. Are you gonna shave?
Yes, I am.
I watched you shave last time.
Boom! Yeah,
And now,
but
like,
I
the brain
I
is
didn't
up.
have any sanity damage from fighting a giant evil tree.
And the pig monsters.
And the pig monsters.
And
That's a
getting
good
knocked
point.
out by the mandrake. And staying up all night fighting a tree monster.
For several nights.
Yeah.
I should... Yeah. Anyway. I really
yeah.
need to find some animals.
The moral of the story is today, think about why you're friends with the people that you're friends with. Is it because they inspire you and they're awesome? Or is it because they're easy to be friends with and you get something out of it?
Which one of those is the bad one? Is there a place for cotton candy friends?
Maybe, but I think that similar to cotton candy, I think that you have to be really careful with it. Because you don't want to abuse people. Like, I think it's really easy to be like, well, you're the worst person in our friend group, so I'm going to be, like, condescending to you and I'm going to, like, ask you for favors, blah, 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 because you're lucky to be in this group. You know?
Wow, that's very Heathers of you.
Yeah, it is very Heathers of me.
I'm not even saying your like statement you made there is wrong. Like, it just, the way you phrased it was very Heathers.
Yeah.
How very.
How very indeed. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that, it's a way that people think.
It's a thing that people do. Like, undeniably, some people act that way.
Anyway, so that's the moral of the story. Please like and subscribe our video. I think that we totally earned it this time by being introspective and also by Zero beating a tree monster, which was awesome. Applause for you.
You're welcome. It was difficult, but we made it.
Yay! Please tune in next week for Probably more of this game. I love this game.
You know, there is a multiplayer version,
Maybe.
like, in beta right now, that I'm going to have to, like, wait till it goes on sale and get, like, you and your husband a copy.
Yeah! Anyway, please like and subscribe, and hit us up on Twitter. I am 123chicory. 0 is at 0utopia.
I am.
Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye!
Bye!